Hello everybody. Today we are going to get a hybrid eclipse message. So this is kind of like, what are you having that breakthrough from, or what's coming in for you? What is this hybrid eclipse kind of helping you out with, or what is it bringing in for you? What are you doing a breakthrough of? And it's kind of on a play on of yesterday's message about why are you feeling held back, right? And so I love that they're so synchronistic to each other. So if you haven't seen that and you're feeling held back from something, I want you to go watch that. But also, if you're interested, I offer personals. We're still on spring 15. So if you're interested in that, or if you want an infused crystal of any kind, go take a look at my shop. Everything is still 15% off. So let's go ahead and get started. And also, before we start, depending on where you're at, the hybrid eclipse is either going to happen on the 19th or it's going to happen on the 20th, just depending on where you're at in the world. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and start off with some witch runes. They were just right here. So I want to go ahead and start off with this. So the first one we have coming out is Crossroads. So this is the first one we have coming out. And this is where you're at a crossroads about something, or maybe you're feeling really back and forth about a certain situation. I'm trying to get it to focus. Let me see. Where you're really feeling, kind of stuck in a situation, or there's some situation where it's like you don't know which direction to go. You could be going down a certain direction and you're like, do I go down something else? Is there something else for me? Maybe you're trying to work on something and it just doesn't feel like it's working, or like it's meant to be. And I want you to continue to keep going, okay? Because then it's crazy, because this is the next one, which is cutting or removing, or this is going forward with caution, okay? And so when I feel this cutting or removing, all right, what I'm feeling is leaving the energy of not believing, or not trusting. And this could be where you're at a crossroads of like a relationship, or a job, where it's like, should I go this direction? Should I go this direction? This could mean two very different things for you. So I want you to kind of place it in how it should go. So what I want you to do is, if this is about your negative thinking, where it's like you're in a crossroads and you really want to go down this certain path, but you're really feeling negative, it's time to cut cords with those negative thoughts. If this is where you're trying to go forward with a certain job, or you're trying to do this in a certain area, right? And it's like, it's time to cut cords with the past, then that's what I want you to do. Because this is a general, I want you to kind of put this in the way that it aligns with you, all right? So then we have the waves coming out, and this is going with the flow, or being connected with spirit, unclear answers, coming to an end. So this would be us getting our answers. And that's exactly what we need right now, right? So I feel for you, you could be cutting the cord and it gives you the answers, or you're coming into clearer answers about cutting the cord, leaving the past behind. And this could be proceed with caution. So this is like where you're really trying to do something and you're trying to jump all in, but you're not fully aware of every circumstance that is aside with this. So if this is where you're trying to start a business, or where you're trying to do this, where you're trying to do that, this is kind of seeing the bigger picture and being able to see it from every single angle, okay? And so we also have the rings coming out, which would be bond, or relationships. So for you, I feel like this could be where you're trying to find a new relationship, or trying to go forward in a certain situation. And when I say relationships, okay, this could be a physical relationship that you are starting. This could be you going into something new, starting something new, and that's a relationship in itself, right? So I want you to be aware of, like, however this is aligning to you, I want you to take it in that sense. But this is like creating something new, creating a new bond, creating that like new circle, whether this be, you're going down a new path, you're going down this way, and it's time for you to, and when I say this is like starting a new job, this could be starting a new relationship, this could be starting whatever this is. And while I'm saying relationship, what's really coming forward for me, if you're somebody who is like at a crossroads, right, where you're feeling like, I don't know if I should go down in a new path with relationships, if I should go this way. I really feel like with this relationship that I feel very strong right now, I feel like it goes you could be somebody who's had a really toxic relationship in the past, okay? And it's like, I don't know if that love exists for me or if I even want to open myself to be hurt again. I don't know if I want to even put my interest in here. It's time to cut cords with the past and this negativity and move forward with the positive and understand that whatever those were lessons. Come into the answers. We're unclear about some things, and it's time to clarify and start a new bond, start a new relationship, but start it on a good term, not with any of the toxicity that comes along. And this could be job, this could be whatever it is. Like I said, this is general, so I want you to kind of apply it with how it resonates with you. But it's time to cut the past and move forward, and in any situation this is. And this is exactly what the hybrid eclipse is bringing in, right? It's about new things starting or being able to have a breakthrough. And your breakthrough is cutting that negativity out of your life, having those clear answers and starting something new, starting a new journey in life. So if this found you and you didn't even know that it was a hybrid eclipse coming up, this is really meant for you to know that it's your time to start this new journey, to create that new ring. And it's been a long time coming, especially with you being at a crossroads, okay? And the abundance message we have here is desire. So it says, go window shopping, gaze at all the items that you would love to own. Imagine them using them and enjoying them. Regular repeat this exercise will help you to attract things that you long to have. Sorry, I get so ahead of myself sometimes and struggle to follow. And then I love this one. So it says forgive. I love that this came out right after desire. So we're going to put both of these here. I'm going to put one here. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, I'm going to put one here. Okay, this one says, forgive. Whenever you are in conflict with somebody, don't hold on to your feelings of anger or resentment. Send love to that person and think of them wholeheartedly with love. This will open the door for reconciliation and forgiveness. So whether you want to reconcile with somebody or if you want to kind of move forward from the past, sorry that it has a glare. It is very bright in this room right now. This is a couple things. I want you to focus on what you desire and what your heart is telling you to do, where your heart is trying to go, okay? And forgiving, it's so important because holding on to that anger, holding on to that hurt, holding on to whatever it is, that only holds you back. That only hurts you, right? And I was doing a reading the other day for someone, and we were talking about that, and you can go through a lot of trauma, and I'm not saying that trauma is right at all, right? Because there's so much trauma that a lot of people shouldn't have to deal with, or a lot of things that you shouldn't have to go through or deal with, and you're like, well, if, why does this happen to me? I'm a good person. I have good intentions. I do this, I do that. I want you to really feel the desire to move forward in happiness and understand that things get better, but it's time to cut the cord with that negative thought. It's time to cut the cord with negativity towards a person or a situation. If this is a situation that didn't work out, you've really put your work and your hard, all of your dedication into something, and it just didn't work out. I really want you to kind of cut the cord with that and move forward. Forgive yourself. Forgive whatever it is, this person, this situation. Forgive that it didn't happen, and send love out, because if somebody is hurting you and somebody is treating you a certain way, you have to imagine how they're feeling on the inside, right? And when somebody is speaking negatively on you, and I want to talk about this, when somebody speaks negatively on you or does negativity to you, it's because they are such a negative, dark soul, and they need to kind of come into a higher vibration in their own. And so you just need to forgive that they're not there yet, and they're not able to receive that positivity, and they're not able to be in that high vibration, okay? So for you, I think it's time for you to forgive the past and let go of any anger, any resentment, any hurt. And I think for some people, there's a lot of trauma. If this is around success, or if this is around moving forward, if this is around relationships, you've had so many toxic relationships, it's time for you to forgive whatever's happened in those. And I know some people are going to be like, that's like, you have no idea. I get it, but it's time for you to move forward. Holding on to that anger is only keeping it in your vibration. Holding on to that resentment is only holding it in your heart. I want you to go window shopping, as Desire says, and think about all of those things, that you want and that you want in life, and you desire for, because it's gonna happen. I want you to put yourself in that position of already having, already feeling, already being presented with this, okay? So you have new moon in Aries coming out. Go for it. Whatever this is that you are asking for, whatever it is that you want, it's time for you to go for it. It's time for you to make the move and take that step forward, because it's going to happen for you, okay? All right, push through any insecurities. I love that came out as well. All right, let's see. And it says detoxify. All right. These insecurities and whatever it is that you're detoxifying for, I believe it's something that we're cutting the cord with, right? Because that's the main message here. Like, what are you doing? You're changing. I'm just gonna move this so I can try to have it a little bit more in the middle. There we go. Okay, maybe do it down. Okay. Sorry, I'm always moving the camera. I'm pretty sure it probably annoys you guys. I'm sorry. It's time for you to go for whatever it is that you're asking for. Step outside of your comfort zone. Allow all toxicity to move out of you. And that goes with forgiveness. I want you to really cut out any of that negativity in your life. And if this is where you want a relationship, you can't expect somebody to come knock on your door. You have to kind of put yourself out there, go do things. I feel like too, it's time to find yourself. Cool your emotions. And I feel like this goes with, all right, so we have too much. See the bigger picture, cool your emotions, and all right, attune to the divine. And we're just going to set that one right there, because I think it is 100% time for you to connect with your higher self, and what it is that you're asking for. Where is it that you want to go? And you know, I say this often, but I really mean this. I want you to make a list of things that you want, that you desire. And this could be healing of any kind. I really want you to look at healing and forgiving the past and moving forward, because there is some conflict, there is some trauma, there is some hurt, and it's time to end that chapter and start a new one. And I think that you're kind of aware of that. We have the first card we have is being at a crossroads, ready to go a new direction. It's like, but you don't know which direction to go. It's time for you to let these emotions, these negative emotions, free. Let them out of your body, because they're only holding you back, and it's negative. We don't want to have our vibration in a negative space, right? Like, we want to be positive and happy and feel connected. It's time for you to ask your spirit guides, like, how is it that I can heal? What can I do to make this better for my situation? There's a new chapter ahead of you, and I really want you to be aware and open to this new chapter. So we have the King of Cups, and it says, I know the right person waits until I'm ready. Oh, let's see. Just want that to be straight on camera. And then it says, I deserve financial security, the Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Ten of Swords. I see truth in this ending. Okay. It's really time for you to let go of the past. It is time. It's time for you to let go of the past. It's time for you to move forward and trust that whatever it is that you're asking for is going to happen. It's time to let go of the past. It's time to, I feel like it's time to really get in touch with the true emotions. And sometimes when we're hurt and we have a lot of trauma, and sometimes when we go through so much in a certain situation, whether this be relationships, whether this be home, whether this be friendships, whether this be finances, right? Where it's like you've always been in a struggle when it comes to one of these things, okay? It's time to know that it's going to happen for you. You deserve that security. You deserve that happiness. It's time to put an ending to the past and move forward to the future. And I think for you, this hybrid eclipse is really showing you that. It's like, it's time. As long as you stay in this negative mindset about whatever this is, it's going to happen. That's the vibration that you're staying in. I don't want you to think, oh, this is never going to happen for me. I'm never going to heal from this. I'm never going to do that. Because you are, and it's time for you to heal, okay? Yes, it's time for this independence. And if this is around finances, wow, okay. If this is around finances, because we have so much pentacles coming out for you, oh my goodness. Clarifying each other, okay? It is time to put an end to not feeling secure, to not feeling like enough. Yes, I want you to really work on, okay, perfect. I want you to work on your emotions and how you portray certain things, okay? And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but sometimes when we're so used to a certain energy, or we're so used to things not working out for per se, whether this be, and there's a lot of pentacles, so I want to say that this could be around finances, where it's like you are so used to struggling in a finances, or you're so used to having to depend on somebody, you're so used to relationships failing and being in a poor relationship. I want you to completely release that. Sometimes when we're so used to a certain energy, that's all we attract. And it's time for you to make that change and decide, it's time for me to be independent. It's time for me to be successful. It's time for me to feel secure and stable and strong. And I feel like you're almost there. I just think that it's like you need to get that courage and stand up for yourself. There's something too about voicing what you want. So if you're the person, I always say, I think that like we've all been working on our heart chakra a lot, but I want you to start working on your throat chakra. I want you to look at working on your chakra. And I offer little chakra bundles. I offer big chakra bundles. You can order a crystal that's infused with your like some energy to help you voice your opinion and stand your ground, some healing, whatever it is for you, okay? And like I said, you don't have to. I think that as long as you're getting a real crystal and you're getting it infused and whatever the case might be, you can get it from anywhere. But I just think that for you, it's really about healing and putting the past in the past. It's time for you to stand your ground and return to a spot of like happiness again. And I think that there's been a lot of weary energy around you for long periods of time, okay? And I think it's time for you to open up to love and relationships and prosperity and success of any kind. It's time for you to connect to your guides, because your guides are really trying to talk to you and help you as far as your emotions. I feel like for you, your emotions are a little all over the place. I don't want to lie. I feel like sometimes you're high, sometimes you're low. But I think most of the time it goes very back and forth, and it's time for you to just believe in whatever it is that you're asking for. Trust the process. Trust that everything is going to work out for you, okay? This hybrid eclipse is really bringing in some new success of some kind, whatever this is for you. I feel like there has been, and it's been a long time coming, I feel like this has been a long chapter in your book, and it's like we're closing that chapter and we're returning to a spot of happiness. But I want you to work on your throat chakra. If somebody is not treating you right, if somebody is not respecting you or valuing you, if you are in a spot in life where you feel undervalued, you don't feel respected, okay? Oh my gosh, this is the card that came out. It says, I trust my inner voice. This is your guides, but not only that, I love that this inner voice came out, because I feel like you don't voice your opinion. You don't stand up for yourself. I want you to be more strong in that sense of voicing. And if somebody doesn't appreciate what you have to say, then they're not meant to be in your life. And then this one says, whatever I choose to believe becomes true for me. And then the last one we have is, I am deeply loved by the universe. And you absolutely are. You are deeply loved by the universe, by your guides, by your angels. And I just think that it's so time for you to voice what you want. Stop putting your own happiness off. Forgive and move forward. And some of us have bigger, deeper traumas than others of us, right? And I when I say that, I feel like there's so much that you have gone through, and I think that it's time for you to really become at peace with your past and be okay. Be okay with whatever this is. It's time for you to understand that things happen and lessons happen, and I want to forgive this because it's only hurting me. You don't have to forgive the person, but you need to forgive the situation. You need to understand that there was a lesson there, and you've learned the lesson, and now it's time to move forward. And I know that is hard to hear, but it's only hindering you at this point. Whatever happened, whatever the trauma, whatever the upset is, it's really hindering you, and it's holding you back from being able to have this success, to have this happiness. And if you're somebody who needs to get some things off your chest, go to a place where you're by yourself and speak it out to the universe, and say your piece, and then be like, after I'm done with this, I'm moving forward, and I'm going to be able to finally put this in the ground and move forward and be happy and ask for my success, because it's time for me to feel good. Okay, I hope everybody enjoyed their hybrid eclipse message, and I really hope that everybody has the breakthrough that they've been asking for.